Hello, I'm Mary Jane Murphy-Bowne. Today, I will be presenting about using interdisciplinary visual themes as edutainment in online learning. Last November, I had the honor to present on this topic with Dr. Amy Ackerman at the International Visual Literacies Association annual conference. That presentation was done using a PechaKucha format. In this presentation, I will share information about visual themes and edutainment in the same way. Today, I will expand on the topic by discussing the benefits for students. Finally, I will put on my instructional designer's hat and provide some tools students can use to easily create PechaKucha presentations for assignments. This is such a great way to help students organize and condense their ideas for more clear presentations. And research shows that when students present in this style, they retain the information better, and so does the audience. Let's start now by looking at the PechaKucha presentation. Welcome to the 22nd Annual Day of Scholarship session on using interdisciplinary visual themes as edutainment in online learning. I'm Mary Jane Murphy-Bowne, here with Dr. Amy Ackerman from the Department of Instructional Technology. The objective of this session is to demonstrate how to use edutainment to increase attention and retention in interdisciplinary online learning modules by framing content in classic visual themes. We will be discussing the concept of edutainment and will be providing suggestions for providing content that is meaningful, memorable, and motivational. What if there's something you could do to capture the attention of students and help them to retain this information? What if it was fun and included some really fun music? Would you do it? Before we look at ways to engage students, let's define edutainment. This is a term coined by Walt Disney in 1954, referring to any medium which educates through entertainment. At times criticized as a way to dumb down education, there is merit to this approach. Piaget would describe this as the accommodation mode of learning, the mode that is more likely to be retained. The course that demonstrates this well is the online course INTC 5560, a master's level course for instructional technology program at Stockton University. The goal of this course is to provide interdisciplinary students with the tools to design effective e-learning experiences and improve visual literacy. If you're going to do that in an online course, you have to practice what you preach. For this course, Dr. Ackerman identified a song consistent with the theme for a weekly module in the course. We will look at some of these major themes, the song selected, and the objectives for that module. The edutainment themes were introduced as music videos to support visual literacy development. The theme for week 2 was setting the foundations. One of the major activities of this module was to create a puzzle using e-learning terms and concepts. What better song than It's a Puzzlement from The King and I? During week 3, the Pet Shop Boys introduced the module on social media. You guessed it, this week students explored components of an online community. Week 4 was popular, with the Seven Dwarfs belting out Hi Ho, Hi Ho, as students set to work exploring Michael Allen's success strategies for online learning. Do you believe in magic? During week 5, students did, as they explored the way interface elements can impact motivation for online learning. Aretha Franklin sang about chains during week 6 as students explored ways to use hyperlinks to enhance student engagement in online courses. 76 trombones, or assessment instruments. During week 7, the Music Man set the stage for students to create quizzes for online learning. Students also selected a song of their own this week to convey a personal view of life. I picked Under Pressure because that was how I felt about multiple choice exams as an undergraduate student. By week 9, students were busy creating an educational game or learning module. What better song to introduce the week than Nat King Cole and It's All in the Game. Using musical themes to introduce the modules in this course is a way to honor Michael Allen's 3 M's. Let's look at each. For a course to be meaningful, it should be valuable to the learners and applicable to what they need to know. Meaningful. Content is memorable when it engages the students, provides authentic real-world application, simulations of skills, the opportunity to solve problems, or provides novel situations. Memorable. When we think of motivation in online learning, it should not be just about earning a grade or certificate. True motivation happens when learner behaviors can change and performance can improve. Motivational. How else might you use the idea of musical themes and visuals for learning, perhaps as an introduction to the beginning of the course? A check-in to see how it's going midpoint, or even a student reflection. Dr. Ackerman would quote the Carpenters here, "We've only just begun." Now it's your turn. Think about it. How might you use this strategy? If you have a really good idea, share it with me. Send me an email. So let's wrap this up. We've discussed how to use edutainment to increase attention and retention. We demonstrated how to use classical music and visual themes to introduce modules for an interdisciplinary online course. All of this is to help make the course meaningful, memorable, and motivational. And we got you thinking about how to apply this idea. Images for this presentation were largely from Adobe stock. If not, they were available from Wikimedia Commons. We were unable to obtain the rights to use specific songs in this presentation, yet we found inspiration from Incompetech, Bensound, and Pixabay. Thank you for watching. In that PechaKucha, we established that visual themes and edutainment can make e-learning meaningful, memorable, and motivational. We also discussed Piaget's accommodation mode of learning. When learners participate in edutainment and actively interact with the learning materials, there is improved retention. If you consider Francis Dwyer's expansive research on visual learning, it also supports the use of edutainment to help focus the learner, and it can also improve motivation. Think also of John Sweller's cognitive load theory. Isn't it easier for students to engage when they're not overwhelmed with a wall of text? Visual edutainment can inform in a way that is not so staggering. I was a student in this e-learning course, and I can tell you it had an impact. One of my classmates commented that it was a fun way to connect to the content to learn with a song. She shared about being more engaged, connected, and curious when this introduced the upcoming module. Another student was inspired to try this approach with his middle school science students. Let's now look at some educational technology tools that make it easy for students to create PechaKucha style presentations. Tool number 1, PK Create. This is a free beta tool provided by PechaKucha.com. This is the tool that I use for the PechaKucha presentation I created for IVLA. I was able to make my images using PowerPoint and then export them as JPEGs. To start the presentation, give it a title and a short description. Then you select the format. The traditional PechaKucha presentation is 20 slides for 20 seconds. Next, upload your images. I uploaded the images that I created in PowerPoint. The final step is adding the audio. This is the strongest part about this tool. It allows you to record one slide at a time, times the 20 seconds for you, and provides the opportunity to redo a slide recording if you don't like how it turned out. You can also upload an entire audio, but really the slide-by-side opportunity makes it so easy for students. Tool 2, VoiceThread. If you use VoiceThread with your classes, I wanted to point out that there's a new option for PechaKucha style presentation creation in the thread settings. The slides will automatically advance every 20 seconds. However, you have to record the audio all together in one take. That's pretty challenging. Tool 3, Canva EDU. Canva has a new video feature that would make it possible to create a PechaKucha style presentation. The ability to create beautiful images for the slides is a strong reason for using Canva. Students should first create their 20 images, one for each slide. Then they're going to use the record feature to record on each slide. So they would go to video and select record yourself. They will be included on each slide, but this can be adjusted where it is and how big it is later on after the recording is completed. They will also, as they're recording, have to watch for themselves the 20 seconds on the timer, and I will show you that in a minute. There's no way to set it to automatically stop, but the good thing is that if you do not like the recording, it can be redone. So let me show you on this particular slide. You would select record, you get a countdown, and then you're going to see the timer here. So they would need to record what it is that they want it to say while watching the timer to make sure that they are talking for the complete 20 seconds. And when they reach the 20 seconds, stop. Now when you check done, it's going to give you the opportunity to preview this recording. If you like it, great. If you don't, you can delete it. If you do like it, you're going to go to save and exit. So once they have decided that they liked the recording and saved it and came back to the file, now is when their image could be reduced and moved anywhere they would like on the slide. From there, they can continue to the next slide till they complete all 20. Thank you for viewing my presentation. Please feel free to reach out to me or Dr. Amy Ackerman for any questions. I want to thank Dr. Ackerman and the Stockton Office of Research and Sponsored Programs for this opportunity.